Tom Starnes. Started my career in consumer packaged goods, sales manager for Procter & Gamble. Got some great training. Got into brand management with Frito-Lay. Only person there without an MBA, so I went and got one of those. Got out and decided to give commercial real estate a try. I did that in the Washington, D.C. area, and I was told that there's never a recession in Washington. The federal government's here, and they always grow. Well, I got there in June of '89, and the first building went back to the bank in '90. So I struggled through that. We managed all the workouts. I got lots of extra experience doing tenant improvement work, but didn't like all that. So when we I was going to make it, I followed a partner. I got in a real estate brokerage. Got bored with that. Every deal looked the same. I said, I was making good money, control of my schedule, and I said, I got to do something different. I found a roll-up in Washington, D.C., U.S. Office Products. It went from 0 to $3 billion in less than 3 years. It's a great ride. Clayton Dubilier Rice came in. We did an LBO, and I found a company that I liked in the internet. Turned out they recruited my boss, and so we both went to work for Big.com down in Charlottesville. Had Fred Smith on the board, and Paul Allen had invested, through Bill Savoy Vulcan Ventures, the vice president of Global Crossing. And I was there about 2 weeks, and I said, I don't see any way this thing's ever going to make money. and of course it didn't. And they say you learn more from your mistakes. Yep. And I thought, well, I don't really care to make any mistakes. I'll just keep doing it right, and that will be less painful. Well, did learn a ton from that experience and from those guys and how they handled it. Went our separate ways, and then this guy calls me back again. So for the third time, I worked for him. I went to work in Orlando with a big industrial distributor called TU Supply. We're about $3 billion at the time. I ran all the sales and marketing. I had a chance to get my first P&L, which was a big acquisition we did. And so I merged two companies together, had about $500 million in revenue, and finally got that thing really humming, got through the acquisition, and then Home Depot bought us. Best job I ever had. And but I had a nice package, and I stayed in Orlando because I've got a son with some special needs, and he had a great setup that we didn't feel like we could replicate. So I found a company and started a biometric cybersecurity firm at exactly the wrong time in the market, merged it with another company, went back to work for an industrial distributor, and Home Depot bought that company. So I went to work in the HVAC business with a big installer there in Orlando, and now I'm consulting with a different group that wants to sell at the end of this year.
Did you hear the other exec who's doing HVAC, Birch?
Yeah, but he's doing mechanical, so he's mostly on the industrial side. I'm all residential, and we've got a really cool model that greatly reduces the overhead. That's why a lot of private equity firms don't want to invest in construction. There's going to be a down cycle, and they got to get out.
That's correct.
So we have really lowered the overhead of doing residential new construction. So
you also had to talk with Mike Cassidy. He's doing already. He's running a bunch of companies in that area.
Okay. No, I have not talked with Mike Cassidy. Okay. Make sure I talk with Mike Cassidy.
Yeah.
So that's one of my 3 deal theses. And I snuck into this program because somebody canceled. You said, well, you can come, but you got to have your 3 deal theses done by Sunday night.
Yeah.
And so I spent the weekend and wrote that up, and just having a ball up here talking to people. It's interesting which private equity groups focus on which deal theses.
So tell me, what do you think the benefits of Blackmore Connects are, now that you're really kind of beginning to get a taste of what the value proposition, not only for the events, but like did you ever see the pitch book database?
Oh, yeah, all of that. Yeah, I had time to, you guys, there's no lack of information. Mm-hmm. And it's a great education for this particular space. And I knew a little bit about private equity, but mostly the bigger players, not the firms that are playing in the size companies that I'm going to deal in. And so don't have relationships there. And I don't know any other way you could meet so many guys at once. And basically, you're screening them, and you're screening us, and then we match up. They say, hey, I want to talk to this guy based on his deal thesis and his bio. And so nobody's wasting any time. And I can't imagine, I'm going to have at least have...
try, and this is barely enough. It's not even enough. As we say, you got to have that fun.
200,
It really, you get why What are you learning? Because executives, they think I'm BSing them when I say it really does take a big funnel. What are you learning, and what can you tell executives watching this of why it does take a big funnel and getting to the right people who sit in that space?
I think it's because you're never going to know until you actually talk to the guys face to face. Because it's like you say, it's not going to be on their website. It's not going to be in their history. They might be in a different spot. You don't know how much money they've got right now to spend or how much they're raising. None of those things you really know. So you guys are screening for us the right private equity groups. And if you don't have a couple hundred, it's a numbers game. You're not going to get to where you need to be. So, I've got some pretty good interest from these guys. But, let's say there's 3 folks that want to follow up.
They can all follow through.
Absolutely.
That's why we do deals. We're reaching out to 200 to make sure we have a funnel,
Yeah.
that are back to back. Redundancy.
And it's not unlike, commercial real estate. I had to do lots of deals. Well, you better have lots of tenants wanting your space or lots of buyers for your building because every deal dies.
Yes.
At least once. Every deal dies.
I say deals die 1,000 deaths.
They do. And sometimes slowly. But they do.
So what are your next steps? Do you want to talk to Chris? Do you want to move forward and really start building out your funnel?
Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty much up to my eyeballs in this consulting job I got right now. That's why.
The good thing is they do all the work for you.
Okay.